You face the boss of blades.
Hey yo, it's your boy, Boss of Blades here. We are doing MLT 6 Semifinals, Garruk Storm versus Fermentor. So we have Adrana, we have Scorpion, Death Shadow, Silent Strike. We are just going to keep them all. Silent Strike might not necessarily be correct here. So Fermentor's going first, and they drop a Birds cap. Let's see. I could drop the bat if he didn't have the Birds, but he has the Birds, so there's no point in swinging here or playing anything else. Just keep the mana. Let's see. Pretty good dropping maybe the Scorpion here. I could drop the bat to see if he blocks. And we're just dropping Scorpion. We'll go ahead and axe it. And there's the Worm's Wake. Turn 2, 5/5. Pretty good. And there's the swing. I could either just take it and then go for Wild Speakers, but I am going to block here. Preserve my life total for a little bit longer. You don't always want to prioritize just a really early Death Shadow. But that did pay off because there's a Channeler that we can play. So we could do like Channeler and Wild Speakers on the Hermit. We're going to Fatal though and play the Drana. Yep, just going to play the Drana, axe it up. There's the swing with the worm. We are going to take it this time. Alright, and then he's going to go ahead and grudge match, which is, of course, really annoying, and trade off his worm that was going to die anyway. But we have a Crab. We could just play the Crab, but we're going to go with Channeler here, throw down the blocker, and see if he maybe blocks with the Birds if we drop the bat. It's a very good Wild Speakers though, so we are going to Wild Speakers because it takes out his Hermit before it can flip, and we only take one to do it. Swinging with the Gutfire, we just take that. And then there's a Gat Staff and a board. So he is going up to 8 mana on his next turn. So we have to worry about a potential Lava Wave. But we have a Demonic Priest. We could play. We have the Bat. We could play Crab. Play Crab. Hit our life total. Drop a Death Shadow. That'd be a very strong turn 5, I imagine, and pretty close to Lava Wave proof. But he could force us to have to block. He may not even have Lava Wave. So let's see what we do. Really deciding, I really want that Priest. So we are Priest in batting. It's not really worth taking the 8 hit. Going down to 8 to drop a strong turn 5 that could potentially still die to a Lava Wave. We'd rather try and bait out a Lava Wave with this. Because we could always Death Shadow and then Crab the Death Shadow. So he's blocking with the Birds. We are not buffing pre-combat because we actually want to buff the Priest. And looks like his land is going to trigger here. The land trigger being very strong if he has a Crater Hoof here, which he does. That will push him down to 5 mana, so we do not have to worry about Lava Wave basically ever. We're going to block the 7/3 here. We're going to jump the 5/5. And then we're going to go ahead and uptrade versus the 5/4 board. Just weighing out my options, seeing how much life I can afford to take. And we will gain 4, but then take 7. So we now have a free Death Shadow, and we have 11 health. We're going to play our free Death Shadow, axe it up, play a Curse Bear, and then we have the Crav.
So I missed.
This is a misplay. I should have probably actually hit the Death Shadow with Crav. It would have 6 health, and I wouldn't have any chance of having to worry about Lava Wave, and I'd still have an extra blocker. But unfortunately, I did not do that. So we only have 2 blockers. If we had the 3rd blocker, we would have likely been able to win the following turn by swinging with the Crav and using the Gauntlet and the Silent Strike on the Death Shadow, because unless he had a creature with 5 or more health, we would have actually been able to take it. So hitting the Curse Bear was a misplay here. We should have definitely hit the Death Shadow. For some reason, I thought Crav dealt 7 damage, and then he would have traded versus the Crater Hoof, but now we are sideboarding. So we're taking out the Thorn Hides. They are pretty good otherwise in this matchup, but we want Treetops. Treetops can deactivate his Worm's Wake and his Dance of the Devils. We also decided we want a little bit more healing, and honestly, if we make it to turn 6, we're in a good position. So we are taking out the Kothapad, because Kothapad hurts us. Our opponent wants to hurt us anyway, and Circle the Druid will give us a little bit more healing in this matchup. So goodbye Kothapad, look up Circle, go ahead and put our Circle of the Druid into the deck from our sideboard, and let's see if we can go and get 2 wins back to back to win this match. So let's see, we are going first this time. We have a Shadow, we are going to keep that. We don't want the other cards here. We have a Crav and a Goo. Not a particularly good hand. We don't actually have anything we can play till like turn 4, which doesn't feel good against a deck that has inherent ability to burn us. But we'll see how it goes. So we do have the Circle, the Druid, so we do have a 67% chance of getting a 2-drop, but we drew a Scorpion, so the Scorpion could be really strong for blocking a lot of his early game here. And there's a Channeler, it is buffed. We have a Channeler, we could play 1/2. We are going to play the Scorpion and axe it, so that we have a nice 3/2. But if he has like a grudge match, he'd be able to uptrade. But I mean, we'd still get a Fatal Infection, so even if he did grudge match, it's not like he would be able to advantage off that. He's just going to swing, we're going to block. The longer the game goes, the more likely we are actually favored, because sure, he has Lava Wave and stuff, but we have Death Shadows, and we can drop Demonic Priests and potentially out heal him. So there's a wolf, perfect wolf time to go to do a 3/3 Channeler and a 3/2 wolf, healing up to 26, and then we're going to axe up our wolf here so that it won't properly trade against a grudge match. But he could trade up against the Channeler if he does. He's just going to go ahead and swing. We will block with the 3/3. Fermentor does not have shocks in his list, so he doesn't have the ability to just take out our wolf easy as he normally would. Just playing out a Sundancer and a Croson Tusker, and then flipping the Tusker. So we're just going to swing at the wolf. He's going to trade with the Sundancer here. and that will give us a turn 4 goo, which will then axe to be a 9/6. And that leads into a very strong turn 5 where we just are able to Veil Cursed. And he's going to drop General Domri. Very interesting. I'm probably just going to Veil Cursed here. I don't really see a reason not to just Veil Cursed here. It's really annoying that we are guaranteeing a General Domri to hit, but yeah, we're doing 9. It's pretty good. It's turn 5. We are at 24 health. So it's pretty looking like we're going to be able to sustain here. Then he is swinging with the General Domri. We are 100% going to block. No reason not to. We do want the Domri off the board. We don't want him to get multiple attack triggers. And he's going to play the 2/2 elf, play a 4/3 boar, setting up for potentially a Crater Hoof hit, I believe. So I have a few options. I could just Crav, hit my face. Yep, Crav, hit my face. And I could just Fatal Infection the boar. That just makes him incentivized to hit. And then we could just start doing a Death Shadow. And like if he has a Lava Wave, it's only going to kill the goo. So I don't really care about that. He's going to drop the Crater Hoof here. Just swinging with the boar, I will take the boar here. I'm good with that. That will flip my land. I'll be at 11. And our land's going to double trigger here, which is really nice. Let's see. I could just swing, drop Death Shadow, drop double Priest. No fear of Lava Wave at this point, because we do have our opponent at 6 mana, going to 7. We're swinging with the Crab, and he will block with the Elf, putting him to 13. We'll play 2 Priests, axe up a Priest, just so if he swings, we have a little bit more healing, just to be safe. But we have a Silent Strike for our Death Shadow, which will just end the game here on our following turn. Dropping a Tusker and a Hell Rider. And yeah, it's just over. We just Silent Strike and swing for game. Good game Fermentor, tying it up. So let's see who wins on game 3.
Your fate was sealed the moment you entered the arena.
Hey! This motherfucker got them big G's!
Alright, it's time for game 3. The deciding match to see who goes to the finals and who plays for 3rd.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
So this time we are going 2nd. We have a Veil Curse, we have a Drana, we have a Merchant, we have a Grudge Match. I'm going to send back the Grudge Match. I don't particularly have a good trade here. I'll send back everything but the Veil Cursed. We get a 2nd Veil Cursed and Death Shadow, as well as a Curse Bearer. So this is actually very strong. We have a Death Shadow. Death Shadow is nearly unkillable in this matchup. We have the Veil Cursed, so we can trade up on against his board. And he's going birds on 1. That's fine. We drew a Merchant. Really considering just playing the Merchant because it's really strong with the Curse Bearer, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play the Curse Bearer and axe up. And there is Gutfire. I could just play that guy, and then we'll just swing, and we'll axe up as well on the other guy, so that way we don't have good trades in case we get hit with a Grudge Match. Could have also played the Merchant and then just axed it. There's the Grudge Match. He is down trading here, losing a card to trade Gutfire for our Curse Bearer. It's a pretty low tempo play, to be honest, but we will drop a Merchant and swing with our buffed Wolf here. It's entirely possible, though, his hand might just be very top heavy, so he doesn't actually have a lot of the earlier plays. Blocking with the birds. Doesn't want to take that 4 damage. Alright, let's see. He's still got his 5 mana. He's going to go ahead and play a Daybreak. And he targets our wolf. And does Hunter's Moon. Okay. So that will actually trigger, give Daybreak haste, and take out our wolf. We're going to take the 5 damage here, though. And then we are going to Barkhide and get a little bit of revenge. We're going to go ahead and swing now that we have ourselves a 4-1. And deciding if he wants to block our 4-1 with his 5-4. Alright, let's see if he blocks. And he does, in fact, actually block here. His hand must be not good at all. He had to block and lose a card to do so. So, essentially, the momentum he gained, and he's just passing on 5. His entire hand must be completely top-heavy, to be honest. I'm just going to play the bat, axe it up, swinging for 2 with the flying. And then we are going to pass turn. Plays the Hermit, so it looks like he did get something out of his hand that he can actually play, playing the boar, and he will flip. So what we can do is we could grudge match and target the sheep, and then we can drop ourselves a Veil Cursed. So then we can axe up the bat and go ahead and swing and deal 5 damage, putting Fermentor to 17. He's going to go ahead and Daybreak, take out our bat, but that was our 13th damage, so now our land will trigger. We can just play a Death Shadow, let's be honest. It's pretty good. And we'll drop a Channeler and axe the Channeler as well. So even if he has like a Lava Wave, he still won't be able to beat our brick wall. That is the turn 7 Death Shadow. So it's going to drop, go ahead and do a Gat Staff. And a Centaur's Age. So now it's back to our turn. And he did not flip the Gat Staff. We are going to go ahead and Veil Cursed and take out the Gat Staff, and it looks like the Centaur Sage here. So we could just Cool Tree our Channeler potentially. I don't particularly like that. I'd rather just play out some more dudes and just swing with our Death Shadow and the Channeler, pretty much forcing him to have to block one or the other, and he's going to block the Death Shadow. So he's going down to 13, and we'll axe our Priest so it can heal us 4. Looking pretty good for us. Can't Lava Wave, because if he does, Death Shadow
Meanwhile,
kills him, but
in
he's just
Hawaii,
gonna Lava Wave, and yeah, that's it. The early turn 7 Death Shadow was just unbeatable. We do get to do the cool thing with the Ghoul Colors and be able to take him out, winning the match.
I was for me, so I put my mask on. Keep the 2 of me, gotta keep the 9 high. Flexing Louis V, yeah, keep my cash on. Sticking true to me, I never had a gas off. I'ma pop off, yeah, I said I'll pop off.